The cycle computer was acting up a little bit, as I had cut a bit of aluminium to stick the sensor. The standard bike computer hall sensors need to be held around 5 to 10 millimeters away from the magnet, and due to the shape of the rear triangle, this isn't possible without a little bracket. Luckily, as I've mentioned before, this is super easy to attach. I attempted a trip further afield. It was a lovely day, and the woods were looking very autumny. I decided to do a trip to Koenigsmoor, cross the railway line via the bridge there, and then run back along the main road. In the forest to our right, and in front of us, is where the local wolf pack hangs out. So far, I haven't had too many problems with cars overtaking. I've been riding on straight roads and on cycle paths, and this hasn't been very worrying. I think a rear view mirror would be beneficial though, just to see what's coming, especially along these single track roads. Just before we get to Stel, we pass Riepe, which consists of some stables, a 40-year-old nightclub which opens only once a month, and a pinball machine repair workshop. Here's a panoramic shot of our local wind farm. There's quite a lot of winter food for the cattle stored along the side of the road here, and also a cloaked demon guarding the front gate of someone's house. The depth of the potholes doesn't show up on the action cam, but it can be seen how bumpy the road is due to the way the cycle computer hops around on its mountings. This is great because the footage stays serene and is easy to watch, but it doesn't get across how much the bike is getting hammered. The seat of the bike takes a lot of the jolts out of the ride and makes it extremely comfortable despite the bike having no suspension. Back in the halcyon days of 2019, I made contact with a guy in Ukraine who is building recumbent spares and velomobiles. He was and still is, despite the situation, making fiberglass recumbent seats, although I believe he has currently relocated to Ireland. I have in fact the only blue seat he has ever made. Somewhere along here there is an artist initiative set up by the personal secretary of Udo Lindenberg, who's a big deal as a rock musician. Going over the railway is one of the few places to find a hill. I must have gone all of 7 meters up. We're crossing the main trunk line for Hamburg to Bremen and further afield. Having a train close by is useful, and the Deutschland ticket, which allows you to go an unlimited distance on local trains and public transport, makes the whole process cheap. But Deutsche Bahn is almost always late, so you shouldn't rely on it if you have an urgent appointment. It's satisfying to see that giving the bike a little bit of downhill does mean it can get up to 30 kilometers an hour. Although, once again, I feel I should cycle the route on my road bike, just to check what kind of speed I get up to with that. To the left there's Moorweghof, which is a cattle farm. They actually do have their cows outside. This isn't often standard practice due to the extra cost incurred with keeping cows in pasture. Good afternoon. Sorry about the state of the garage. I'm going to go out now and do a few tests to get to 1,000. We are at 51 kilometers. One of the things I found is that the wind noise is considerable.
got an external mic with a dead cat. I'm going to get one of those. For now, I'll just leave the camera on, do a few videos, and if anything interesting turns up, like something breaks, I'll switch the camera on and we'll talk about it.
No, look, I can't ignore it anymore. The footage is massively skewed to the left. I realised too late that the action cam boom wasn't attached to the back of the seat firmly enough. Let's all just get through this together. This is Vahlde Cemetery, up on the only hill for miles around, so that everyone staying here can get a good view, I guess. We're currently riding in the opposite direction to the flow of the Fintal, which is about 100 metres to the left of us here. The forest is only a few metres deep, and you can just about see all the little lakes here.
Got a bit of a squeaking noise in the left-hand wheel. The clacking noise is the chain in the pipe. See if we can stay in this gear. Well, at the end of the day, this can't handle this sort of track, and this is very much not mountain biking, this is gravel biking, if that, trails. Oh, it's becoming more vague. What was I saying? It can't handle that, but I mean, it is pretty muddy. Had a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks, so that's why I wasn't out last week. And even with the reasonably thin front tyres, I got a nice big fat mountain bike tyre on the back, and it's not having any problem. I don't feel I can get stuck at all. On the other hand, I mean, this is something that I would deal with me and a, oh god, I don't know how, it's not super light mountain bike. Horn. I don't know. I do mind, it's still a little bit weird talking on a GoPro to nobody. And then someone comes along and you stop talking. Anyway, 15 kilo mountain bike and then me being, say, 90. So, and that's 2 points. So you're effectively spreading out the weight over 3, which means it's much less likely to sink in. I'm still recording. Although it does beep when I've got the beeps on. Okay, now this is actually slowly becoming an interesting, well, again, I mean, I haven't done mountain biking for ages, but it's muddy, it's bumpy. It's not going uphill, there's no uphill here at all, but there's some puddles. That wheel slip there. Stop squeaking! Stop squeaking on the left hand wheel. Oh, we got a bit of water in it or something there. Oh, okay. Alright. cart pushing this through the middle of nowhere. I'm kind of glad I got a phone on me because I've no idea where I am now. I'm sort of like the no man's land between Wesseloh, Untitled and Vahlde. Oh, road! Oh, or something. There's definitely some signposts. And aim for. Oh, one of the things I do like is the fact that, you know, my legs are actually pretty tired from going up and down that, because I'm not a great cyclist and this needs tweaking still quite a lot. But the rest of me is like, I've been lying on the sofa. I mean, this is such a comfortable seat. It's really nice. Simple Ortsmitte. Alright, Towel. That's very cool. Oh, here! Ah, cool.
It was a pretty little path, which I definitely think I'll repeat at some point with wider tyres and working lowered gears.
There's an awful lot of nowhere around here that you're sort of cycling in between, but otherwise I'm getting an awful lot of, you know, middle-aged man panting on camera, showing on videos, going along a straight road. I could fill up gigabytes of memory with that, but I don't see the value particularly. Roundabout. Yay. Right, this looks like another very long bit with nothing to do except pedal, so I'll turn you off. Okay, got to get to the end of that. Need to stop starting everything with okay. I don't know, it must have been about, I don't know, kilometre? I think. I can't see. The computer's got it. I think I've seen here on the side before. Sort of recognise that. Ah, Wesseloh. Okay, cool. I don't recognise this road. I did, I found a way to Wesseloh. Good. Okay, I think I'm not going to Wesseloh. I think I've turned off here. But that's good. Okay, what we got? Find out that one. Right. This is special bit of crap. We'll fix that later. That's something for another time, I feel. Yes, I'm wussing out. I'm copping out. I don't care. On the other hand, I'm never going to get to 1,000 at this rate. I kind of need to bring this up a little bit, but I think I'll realign the front wheels again. Or not again, realign them even more. I think they're still toe in a bit too much. realise it, but kind of not, so focusing to Intel. We're back here. Yeah. I think we keep zigzagging across the path. I may even be going back the way. No, I don't think we'll go back the way I came, but let's try this. Let's go this way. Okay, I think this would be the road that I would have stayed on if I'd carried on and hadn't turned in at Wesseloh. Then I know what I'd like to find a little track off the road, so not being on the road again. Well, straight on looks good.
Good morning. Doing another update on the bicycle. I've done a few changes. One of them was fitting some water bottle holders, which have come out quite well. I'm quite pleased with that. And obviously because of the nature of the stuff, it's very easy to fit. I've also done a kind of a first up, very rough, quick draft. Apologies for the garage, it's a bit messy. Of the front derailleur, which, as you can see, it's going straight up. It may well need to be an angle, but I thought, let's try it out. And the last one I've been doing is setting up a bit more camera rig at the back. So I've built a battery box. I'll fit it all together in a second, but just so you can see, there's the GoPro fitment anyway. And I've also fitted a microphone. I was going to use the original GoPro adapter, but I've tried it out and I seem to have got a duff one. It was a second hand, so ho-hum. So what I'm going to do coming up is I'm going to use a GoPro 2 and fit that to the back, and that's going to be my microphone setup. And then I'm going to switch on and switch off everything using a remote.